Being a member of the royal family has always been one of the sweetest gigs you can have. You get an unlimited budget for hats, there's always free crumpets in the break room, and let's be honest, most of your job is just waving. But now, 2 royal family members are turning in their 2-week notice.
There was a rather stunning announcement today from across the pond. Prince Harry and wife Meghan Markle say they're stepping away as senior members of the royal family. They announced it on Instagram, and boy, social media is blowing up over it. The couple made that announcement saying they'll split their time between the UK and North America, and they will work to become financially independent.
Whoa, whoa, this is huge. Harry and Meghan are leaving the palace to become financially independent. And you see, this is what happens when you bring the first black woman into the royal family. Yeah. She looked at Harry and she's like, nigga, you need to get a job. You need a job. You a grown-ass man. You can't still be living in your mama's house, Harry. What's funny is that no matter what job Prince Harry gets, you realize he's still gonna be Prince Harry, right? Can you imagine being his boss when he screws up? Like, what do you call him in and say? Prince Harry, get in here, your majesty. You blew the Henderson account, my lord. Clean out your desk and may God save the Queen. Now, the big question is, if Harry and Meghan come to America, where are they gonna live? Everyone wants to know. I think they'll move to LA because Meghan is an actor, right? And then she's gonna wanna work again. And then Harry can just join the cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yeah. Just be like fighting on TV. I know what you said about me, Diddy. Say it to my face. All right, moving on to the opposite of royalty. Harvey Weinstein, disgraced Hollywood producer and man who's somehow uglier on the inside. His sexual assault trial has just begun here in New York, and Harvey is already on the judge's bad side.
Jury selection in Harvey Weinstein's sexual assault trial resumes today after some drama in court. The judge threatened to revoke the Hollywood producer's bail Tuesday because he kept using his phone in court. The judge said, quote, "Is this really the way you want to end up in jail? By texting?" Weinstein's team calls it a misunderstanding.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein got into trouble yesterday because he kept pulling his phone out in court. Yeah, because apparently he can't keep anything in his pants. I actually feel bad for the judge in this situation because you have to uphold the law but then also be a middle school teacher. You know, it's just like, are you texting? Give me your phone. You spit out your gum. And damn it, I told you to stop jerking off, Harvey. Come on. I will tell you, this is how you know phones are addictive, though. This guy's on trial for his life, and he's sitting in that courtroom like, I could go to prison forever. I wonder what Disney character I am. Oh, let's see. Oh, Ursula, I should have known. And finally, what would you do if you were walking down the street and heard someone screaming for help? Well, don't rush to call the cops because it may not be what you think.
A concerned neighbor in Florida called 911 after hearing someone screaming, "Let me out." Turns out the cries were from a pet parrot. The parrot's owner says sheriff's deputies pulled up to his house after getting the call. He explained that the culprit was his 40-year-old parrot named Rambo. When he showed them the parrot, he says they burst out laughing. The owner says that he taught Rambo to say "let me out" when he was a kid.
Okay, hold on. So this dude says he taught his parrot to scream, "Let me out." And the cops just accepted that? You guys don't want to look in the house just in case? Because that bird might have picked it up from someone else, if you know what I mean. Yeah, the parrot's like, "Wow, let me out." It's like, I taught him how to say that. I'm in the basement. Oh, you see, it's not what I was kidnapped by a man with a parrot. Although, wouldn't it be a funny twist if the cops arrested that guy, but it turns out that the parrot was just framing him so that it could have the house to itself? Yeah, now the owner's in prison and the bird is throwing all-night parties, just hanging out with women, you know, just like, hello, ladies. It's like, wow, I've never met a parrot who owns a house. What? That's right. Unlike Harry, I've got my own crib. What?